Hey guys, I know it's been a while. This year around I haven't done much content on YouTube, but this time I thought that I'm gonna end this year with a proper studio tour. So in front of me here is the heart of my studio, I would say. Or perhaps the computer is the heart of the studio. But this console, this Yamaha PM3500, it's 52 channels. Every channel has, and then you have a pan, then you have gain, and then you have 4-band equalizer, and the high and the low frequencies you can use as a bell or a shelf. These equalizers, I mean, don't sound like an SSL exactly, but it's in that ballpark. It's kind of clean, but it has a sound to it, and I really love the low end on these EQs. After that, we have a high-pass filter that goes up to 400. Then we have 8 channels of auxes, and then there is a mute, and then we have a solo button. The way that this console has been set up is the first 16 channels, I'm using that only for the mic pre's, and the last 8 channels is also using for the mic pre's. In between, I have 24 channels that are going in and out of my interface. So I'm using only 24 channels pretty much while I'm tracking. But when I'm mixing, I can go into a mixing mode and using all the 52 channels if I want to. I mean, I will still only get 24 channels out of the DAW, but I mean, I can, if I want to use some parallel compression, it can go here. If I want to use some outboard reverbs, I can send them here. And after that, we just track the master bus. Anyway, this console, I love it really much. This is a game changer for my productions. On the speakers, I don't know if you can see them. I probably will do a B-roll, but they are KRK Rokit 6, and I have a subwoofer beneath here that you can't see, and that's I believe it's a 12-inch, 10 or 12. I don't remember. 10 or 12-inch, also KRK sub, also a KRK speaker. They are, I don't know. They are okay. I actually want to get some higher grade monitors, but my wallet is not that big at the moment. So I'm just gonna have to suck it up and use this kind of speakers. The computer I'm using is an Macintosh iMac, I don't know the size, iMac 21 perhaps, something like that. Up on the console here I have a small screen that just, I don't know the size of it, 20, 19, I don't know, really small screen. And after that, what I have here is the Presonus faderport, and it brings me one fader that I can automate. To me, I just can't sit around with a mouse and making writing automation, because you don't get any feeling from it. You just, this looks good, I guess. Boring, don't want to do it. If you do it, fine. You do as you please. And one thing that the faderport actually has done to me is that I hardly use any mouse at all, because I can start play, I can stop, I can record, I can pan, I can delete the last take that I did, I can start the click track, or I can mute the click track. There's a lot of stuff that you can do with the faderport. And so the faderport has bring me, I hardly use my keyboard anymore, I hardly use my mouse, or I don't have a mouse. I have like this track pad that I'm using, because it feels a little bit better than using a mouse. I can just get a little bit feeling of a fader. Anyway, let's move on to the racks, shall we? Okay guys, so here I am with all the racks. So as you can see, it's 4 racks here full of gears. Let's start with the first one, shall we? So the first one here, as you can see, up here, it's a Neve clone, or supposedly a clone anyway, of a 1073. It's the Alctron MP73 EQ. It's actually a really good clone. I love this one on kick drum. I mean, especially the EQ that I'm using. I don't use the preamp that much, but the EQ is great. It's great for kick drum. It's great for snare drums. It's a 1073 style EQ. It's great for anything. Beneath there is actually, I think it's kind of like a hidden gem. It's the ART Pro VLA2. This is an optical compressor, kind of like an LA2A. However, this one has threshold, and you can set the ratio from, let's see, it's 2:1 to 20:1. And you have an attack time and a release time. And attack time goes from 0.25 to 50 milliseconds. And release time is from 0.15 to 3 seconds. So it's kind of versatile compressor, and it got some tube flavor for you in there also. This is a really cool and quite affordable compressor. I use this on the master bus. I use it on kick, on snare, especially toms. I actually tend to go for this one. So it's a great one. You should check it out. I heard they have come up with the Pro VLA 3 now. I haven't tried that one out, but apparently I guess it's supposed to be the same as this, but you can switch between a solid state or tube state. Beneath here, it's the Toft Audio. It's a FET compressor, a stereo compressor. It's affordable one, probably hard to get. It's not my go-to compressor, but it has a purpose. Sometimes if I want to smash like drums, like room mics or something, it's cool for that. Or if I just need to compress some with a little bit of that FET compressor flavor. But it don't sound like an 1176. It's more like 1176 little brother. But it's cool. I got it real cheap at some sale somewhere. I don't remember where. Below there, it's the most probably one of the most sold compressors, and probably one of the most hated compressors around. These are the Alesis 3630. I have 3 of them, stereo compressor. Now a lot of people will say it's just garbage, you can't get it to sound good. Well, I don't care, because I actually like them. They have a lot of dirt. It don't have an 1176 kind of dirt, but it has a dirt that I'm kind of digging. It's not good for everything. And what's hard about these compressors is the ratio of the knobs. I mean, not the ratio of the compression, but the ratio of the knobs is so high or low or whatever. Low it should be. So if you just turning the knob just a little bit, it changes a whole lot. So you need to be very careful when you're dialing in all this stuff. And you also need to know about stuff like, because it has everything. I mean, it has peak and RMS, hard knee, soft knee. You need to know about this stuff and what to do and when to use it and how to use it. But these are great. I use this kind of a lot. I have used it on bass guitar, but most of the times I tend to use them on toms. Sometimes I even use this on snare drums. It can sound really good, but they can sound good on anything. So yeah, that's That's why I have 3 of them. Back in the days when you couldn't get that much outboard gear unless you had a lot of money, these were the things to get. These and the DBX stuff. These actually 3 I got for like $50 each. And totally worth it. They sound great. And beneath that I have a DBX 266. This one apparently is on the overhead microphones at the moment, but the DBX 266 XL, it's a great compressor. Is doing that DBX thing with drums, especially kick and snare. You can make this really dirty, and you can have it really subtle. I don't know. Guess I don't need to talk about it that much, but it's a great compressor. I must say, all of the DBX compressors, doesn't matter if it's the 266, 166, 160, 163X, 560, they are all doing that DBX kind of flavor that we all like, especially on drums. This one I have used on the master bus, and it sounds great. Back in the day, when ABBA was recording, they used DBX 160, the VU style, on the master bus, and it actually works really good for that. You can use it on pretty much anything. So DBX, all of the DBX compressors, you should get them. They are great. Below that is the interface. It's a Quantum 2626 Presonus. Below that I have 2 Behringer ADATs. I'm not using the preamp not on the interface and not on the Behringer ADATs. I'm only sending line signals to convert it into digital signals. That's the only thing I'm using it for. Let's go to the next rack. Okay, so on this rack, there's a lot of cables, as you can see. I have patch bays. I have another video of how I have connected the patch bay, but on the top, it's from the preamps that I'm using on the console when I'm tracking. They are connected here. Then I'm connecting that one to here, which are the inserts for all the channel that's going in and out of the DLW. Down here is one patch bay for each rack that I'm having. So I'm having 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And below there is actually 2 EQs that are really great, actually, and quite affordable ones. It's the Orban, what did it call? Can't find the numbers. There. It's the Orban 642B. They are 2 stereo EQs. Some people have said they are like the poor man's GML. I don't agree at all, because the GML sounds 10 times better than this one. But they have a sound, and the headroom is kind of low on it. So it's cracking up and getting some dirt quite fast. And you can get really narrow in there. Now I know the Tough Gong studio, when they were recording some Bob Marley and the Wailers late stuff, they used Orban EQs. Don't know how they used them. I guess they used it on the master bus, I guess. It would be cool to know if anybody knows how they use this, because I always love that late Tough Gong sounds, that especially on the Exodus album. If anybody knows a good way to use this EQ, I would really like to know that. I'm using them most as a master bus. Sometimes I use one on the master bus and one on the drum bus. Sometimes I use it when I want to track something. I don't know. They can be kind of cool on snare if you want that 90s kind of punk snare sound, this is the go-to, because I know that Eric Valentine uses, he don't have this specific model, he has the one with the faders for all the frequencies, but it has a little bit the same kind of distortion to it. So if you want a 90s punk sound, this can make that happen. Let's move on. Okay, so up here I have the DBX 163X. It's doing that DBX thing. It's only one fader. It's super easy to use. My kick drum lives on this. It's super great for kick drums. It's also super great for snare. I wish I had two, but I only have one. Below there is the Samson C valve. It's not even connected, but it's a tube preamp that, I don't know, I should probably connect it because it did sound good as I remember, but I have so much other stuff that I haven't needed to use it. Up here, that you probably can't see in that angle, but I will do a B-roll so you can see it, but up here it's actually a small console. It's a Behringer Senhux 802, and what I'm using that for, and I'm using that because I'm using that for a headphone mix, like when I'm tracking drums or stuff. Of course I could use the large format console, but it's not always that I'm using the large format console. Sometimes when I'm recording like a guitar or vocals or anything, then I'm not gonna turn the console on. I'm just gonna stay in the box and I'm gonna use some outboard preamps, and then I use this little console just for the headphone mix. Below here is the Behringer Ultragraph Pro. It's a graphic equalizer. The only thing that I'm using this for is tuning the speaker to the room. And below there is a CD player that I'm using when I'm listening to when I'm reference my mixes. I'm listening to music. Below there is two Klark Teknik KT2As. Super affordable, great sounding compressors. Do they sound exactly like an 11.2A? No, they don't sound exactly like an 11.2A. However, does two original LA2 sound exactly the same? No, they will not. These two sounds identical, which is great if I want to use them as stereo. And let's say it sounds 95% of what a real LA2 sounds like. I'm happy with that. At this stage where I'm at, I don't need a real LA2A, and I would never pay that kind of money for a real LA2A that they are going for. It's ridiculous. Below there is the Klark Teknik KT76. Does it sound exactly like an 1176? Kind of. There are, I don't know how many revisions of the 1176 there are, but there are really a lot. This is kind of clean revision. I think it's revision D. Anyway, this is kind of clean, but you can get it dirty, of course, and you can do the full button trick. Is it a trick? It's not a trick today. Everybody knows about the full when you're pushing in all the buttons. However, something that perhaps not everybody knows is you don't have to push in all the buttons. You just push in the first and the last. That gives exactly the same results as pushing in all the buttons, and it's much easier to do. So that's a trick that you can take with you. Below that I have the Warm Audios WA76. It don't sound exactly like the Klark Teknik, but it's so close that I actually use them sometimes as a stereo pair on like a couple of on toms, because it's so. I mean, if you're using tom hits, it's a second, boom boom, and then it's over. But they are close enough so you can use it as that if you want to. Below that is the Lindell Audio 17XS. That's also an 1176 style compressor. It's got a lot of dirt to it, and it's a little bit more like the Blue Stripe, I guess. And you don't have, when you're gonna set the attack and the release, like these ones, there are no step. But on the Lindell Audio, there is, first of it's stepped on like a, yeah. But on the Lindell Audio, you have like slow, medium, fast, and fast. And the same goes for the release. And you have some cool stuff like side chaining, and you have high pass filter. This is cool. And you even have this parallel output. So that's a really cool compressor. They don't make this anymore. But I haven't tried it. But I remember when I got this, there was the commercial said it was not like your grandfather's compressor. But today I know Black Lion Audio making a 1176 style compressor using the exact same. They're also saying that it's not your grandfather's, nothing like your grandfather's compressor, and it's a work they did together with Lindell Audio. So my guess, I don't know if that's true, but my guess is that it's actually the same kind of compressor. And if it's that, then it's really good, and you should get one. Let's see. Over here, what do we have? Here is the Golden Age pre-73 Junior, which basically is a 1073 style preamp. I'm using this a lot. I'm using it for vocals and tracking guitars and stuff. On the side here, there are two units, but this is the EQ, and it's a 1081 style EQ Neve. It's kind of the same as a 1073, except it has two. It's got a low mid and a high mid also. The 1073 only has one mid, and you can the high and the low you can use as bell or shelf. Great sounding EQ, great sounding preamp. I'm also using going in with my bass when I'm recording bass DI. Below there, it's a Boss Reverb Box RX100. It's a spring reverb that I'm using on guitars. Below there is the TC Electronics M1, and below there is the TC Electronics M2000. Below here we have 4 Pultec style EQs, Klark Teknik's Eqp-kt. I know some people are skeptical about these EQs, but they are really good. The only people that I've seen online that's smashing this to pieces is only one guy. I think that speaks for itself, and especially if you're looking at how many units they have sold. These are really good EQs. I don't know. If you want great analog EQs for a affordable price, you should get this. I mean, you can't have too many of these. I use this on master bass. I'm using the kick, snare, toms. I'm using this on drum bass. I'm using this when I'm tracking vocals. I'm using this when I'm tracking guitars. I'm using this when I'm tracking. Pretty much anything I'm tracking is going through these. Sometimes I'm not even using EQ. I'm just making the signal go through, because you can't forget that. Well, of course there is tube saturation in here, but what's even more important is it has some transformers that's taking care of the sounds, and it sounds amazing. Use them, get them, try them out. I'm super happy with mine. Okay, let's move on. Well, okay guys, so here I am with my trusty old PV Classic 30. It's a great amplifier if you want that kind of crunchy 90s grunge sound. I really love this. It can play clean, it can play dirty, it can play pretty much anything. They actually started to go up a little bit in prices now, but when I got it really, really affordable price for it. I really like this one. And in the back here, don't know if you can see this. Probably will make a B-roll of this also. It's the PV Valve King 100. It's also a great amp, and it can do pretty much everything. I mean, it has some presence and resonance, and you can get really a lot of gain on the gain channel. You have boost, and it has everything. That's why I guess it's called Valve King. It don't have a good reputation, but it's really good, affordable amplifier. And that I'm driving into 4x12 here. So that's pretty much my amplifier. I have a couple more. I have Controller 9 and some other stuff that don't work at the moment that I'm gonna fix sometimes. And when I do, I might even make some content about it. So let's dive into my pedal board instead. Okay guys, so these are the pedal board. Let's take it from the left, my left, to my right. First up here is a wah pedal. It's supposed to be like a crybaby, but it's not only a crybaby, it has a little bit more gain to it. So it's distorting a little bit, and so when you're starting to play with the wah pedal, it gets into a little bit more of that fuzz territory if you're using some distortion. That's cool. I'm really happy with that. After that, I have it's a compressor. It's an optical compressor. Don't remember what that's supposed to clone, but it's a great compressor, and yeah, I'm happy with it. After that, I have a tremolo. It's supposed to be some famous tremolo that I can't remember the name on either. One thing that's really cool with this analog tremolo is that depending on how you set it, it actually brings in a little bit of distortion or girth. It's distorting the signal just a little bit, and it, yeah, it's hard to explain what it does, but I'm 95% of the times when I'm making solos, I'm using this just to give it a little bit more dirt. After that, I have a delay pedal, an analog delay. Down here are some distortion. So here is a fuzz pedal. Of course, you can turn it on and use a lot of fuzz. But most of the time, what I tend to do is I just have it on really low and put it on. And then I get this kind of 70s distorted rock guitar sound, which can sound really cool. But of course, you can just crank up the distortion and it will fuzz like hell. After that, it's a clone of the Tube Screamer. And after that, it's the clone of the Klon, of the Centaur. I don't know. They are kind of cool. One thing that this have that the original don't, I think the original don't have it, is a boost also. So it's a drive and a boost, and I can switch. It has different type of circuits that's distorting. Anyway, these are the guitar pedals that I have. I'm super happy with them. They help me get the sound that I have in my head. I can do pretty much anything with these. So let's check out some other stuff, shall we? Okay guys, so these are my guitars, or I have a lot of guitars back home also, but these are like the meat and potato that I'm using in the studio every day. So the first one is this Squier Telecaster. It's actually a Tom Delong model. I bought it really for cheap second hand, and I had it for like 15 years or something like that, and then I decided, wonder, since this humbucker that's in here, this Duncan, Seymour Duncan design, it has a super high output, and to me, I'm not a metal person, or I don't play that much metal. I'm more of a alternative rock artist. But I started to think that for a lot of years I thought perhaps I should just make a split of the humbucker, because that could be cool, because it's only one pickup here. So I thought about it, and then suddenly, okay, let's do this. After 15 years, let's split the pickup, and I started to take it apart, and then I discovered it already had a split. So that kind of felt kind of stupid. But so yeah, I had a split humbucker for like 15 years and didn't know it all the time while I was thinking about making the humbucker a split humbucker. That kind of fun. But these guitars are really, really good if you can find, or I guess they are. This one that I have is really, really good. The only thing that I've had trouble with was the tunings. I've changed all the tuners on this guitar for some better ones. That's the only thing I'm thinking of, because I really, really like this neck. It's so great neck. I really think that I'm starting to think that I should perhaps make it into proper strat, or at least put a neck pickup. But that's something for the future. After that one I have is the Harley Benton. It's gold top with P90. I mean, I don't know what to say. It's a Les Paul style guitar with P90s. The neck is a little bit fat, as all the Harley Bentons. I have a couple of more Harley Bentons. They are all really fat with the necks. Not the best feeling in the necks, but I actually got this guitar because I wanted a guitar with P90s. I need some P90s. I thought about buying P90s and putting into another Les Paul that I have, but they cost as much as this whole guitar. I got the whole guitar with P90s for the same price, so that's what I got it. I don't regret getting this one. I'm actually really happy with this one. One thing though that was a problem with this guitar was it didn't have the ground wire. They had made a hole for the ground wire, but there was no ground. So it had some ground issue, but it was just, for me, it was an easy fix. I just made a wire and put it in there, and it worked. But if you're new to guitars, then that will be an issue. And with all my Harley Benton, they have all come with a couple of issues. This other one is the Squier Cabronita Telecaster with a bigsby and a Fiddletron neck pickup. That Fiddletron neck pickup is really, really dirty, and it got that kind of Neil Young kind of sound to it. This one I really love. I'm super happy with this one, but it weighs a ton, but of course the bigsby is one of the things why it weighs so much, but it's a great guitar. I really like this. The saddles could be a little bit better, but it works. When the intonation is right, it works. The only thing that I changed on this was the pickguard, because it was like an ordinary white ugly pickguard, so I changed it to a pearl pickguard, because I think this looks so much better. And up here it's a reamp box that I made all by myself, and also have a Behringer DI, just ordinary DI, nothing fancy about it. Here I have M audio key rig. I have a couple of Manuel congas that I'm super happy with. Let's dive into microphones, should we? Okay guys, so I thought that we were gonna take a look at the mic locker that I have. So first off, let's start with this one. This one is one thing that I'm really happy with. It's a Neumann TLM 103. This is a great microphone. I use it for anything. I use it for guitars, I use it for vocals, percussion, you name it. It's a great microphone that you can use on pretty much anything. But of course, I think it has a little bit of bad reputation, and I think the reason why why it has a bad reputation is because people are having shitty studios, home studios with bad sounding studios, and this microphone will pick up everything. So it's a real sensitive microphone, and but it's great. I highly suggest anybody to get the TLM1, the Neumann TLM103. It's a super great microphone. Next up is the ADK A48 Valve, vintage Valve even. So it looks like this. I don't know if you can see it. Basically, it's a tube microphone, and kind of like I guess it's supposed to be like a U47. I have in the past used this on a lot of stuff when I didn't have the Neumann TLM103, but today I must say this microphone lives on my kick drum. So on my kick drum I use this one, and I use an ADK D112 or an AKG D112, and I also use a sub-kick, a speaker that I have made into a microphone. But that's a great microphone, but it's also a lot of color to it. Next up is okay, so next up is the T-Bone SCT700. It's also a valve or tube condenser microphone. This is Thoman's in-brand microphone. This actually is a good microphone. This one I have recorded a lot of vocals with. I used it on quite a lot of guitar recordings. I mean electric guitars. This is a great microphone. I don't think they make this one. I think they have like a big brother to this one. I think it's called SCT 2000 or something like that. This is a really great microphone. Got some really weight to it. You should check out T-Bone's microphones. They are affordable. Some are really good and some are not that good. But it's a cheap way to get a lot of different kind of microphones and learn how microphone works. So that's actually, yeah, I have that one, and I also have some other that we're gonna check out later. Next up is the MXL, or what the hell is it called? R144. Now this is a ribbon microphone. Looks like this. It's a super affordable ribbon. I don't know. This is good on some stuff. I have tried it on guitar amplifiers, but it don't handle sound pressure that much. So you need to be a little bit careful, because otherwise it will just distort, and then it will not sound good. But as long as you don't distort it, it sounds good. It's a great sounding ribbon microphone. I know there's some people online that's even saying that this is the best ribbon microphones that you can make a mod to it. I haven't tried that one out, but it's supposed to have great stuff that you can do to it. This is something that I haven't used in a long time. This one I got it for, I don't know, 15 years ago. So these are a kit with Shure microphones that they made it so you can record drums. So here is the kick drum microphone. It's called PG52. I guess it's supposed to be like a Beta 52 but cheaper. And you also have the PG56. They are all PG56. They are for tom microphones and for the snare. I don't use these at all. I don't know why, because I have better microphones, but should probably try to use them on some stuff. I don't know. There's so little money involved in this if I want to sell them that I can't be bothered. I just have him around, and hopefully one day maybe I can use it on something. Or if I'm gonna be like a live gigging artist, then it's great to have like a couple of microphones that I don't need to take care of that much. Let's keep on going, shall we? What do we have here? Here's a box of microphones. So let's see, SM57, 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 another 57, a couple of 58s, Rode MT3. This is actually a really good microphone. As you can see, it's got a lot of tape on it because I had this for so long. So I had this for like, I guess I bought this like in 1995, something like that. I have two of these, and I have them for a very long time. They are something in between small diaphragm condenser and large diaphragm condenser. So they are a little bit more focused like a small diaphragm condenser, but it has a bit more sound to it like a large diaphragm condenser. So something in between. They are great on a lot of stuff. But what I tend to use it on, when I got them, like in the middle of the 90s, I used them on everything. These were my like the thing I'm using the Neumann TL103 on today. These were my go-to back in the day. But today I'm using this one as most of the time using it on hi-hat and ride cymbal. It's a great mic for that. Or as overhead, it can also be really, really good. And here is, I guess, let's see, it's a Sennheiser, yeah. So this is the Sennheiser 604. I got 3 of them. This one I actually use on the toms every day. Those I actually use on the toms every day. So let's put this back. It's not that much fun to it. Okay, so here comes some more Rhodes microphones. So these are the M5. It's a matched pair, small diaphragm condenser. These are really, really great. You should really get them. I'm using those especially for overhead on my drums. They are really, really good. And next up is the SE Magneto microphone. These are super great. You can't get them anymore. They don't make these anymore. But they are super great. I bought 2 of them, a pair of these. I paid like, it was on a sale, midnight sale at a music store in Stockholm. And I think I paid $40 for both. So a pair of microphone for $40, and they sound great. I use those on overheads. They sound great on acoustic guitars. They sound great on percussion. I mean, you can use it on pretty much anything. They are great condenser microphones. And then one funny story. So I got the wait a second. This is kind of, oh, I can't hold this one. So this is kind of cool story actually. I don't think you can see this on the camera, but it got this rubber paint on it, and it's really, really super sticky. And I hate this paint, and because of this, I haven't been able to use this microphone for like, I don't know, 15 years. I bought this because I wanted to record some demos and stuff, and in the beginning it was fun, but then I put it out for a couple of years, and then I took it out again and was going to use it, and was just, what the hell has happened to this rubber? So let me put it back. So just recently, the SE company, Electronics, apparently are celebrating anniversary. I think it was 25 years or something like that. And they, so on Facebook, I got some sponsored. I could see something that they had some deals that was going on, and I said, "Oh yeah, great microphones. too bad I can't use mine because of the rubber. And I was a little bit, I don't know, I was a little bit prick. I was, I don't know what we should call it. I just felt like, yeah, you good for you that you're making money and selling microphone that I can't use. I was really pissed off on that microphone. So I just said it to them that, yeah, great microphones, too bad I can't use it because of the rubber paint. And they answered me really fast, and they said, contact this and this, and we want you to have a microphone that you can use. And it took, I don't know, 3 weeks perhaps, and I got a whole new microphone. So I got the X1S, because they don't make the other X1 that I had they don't make that one anymore. But these are like the newer one of those. So I still have the old one here. They just sent me a new one. It took 3 weeks, and they sent me a new one, the X1S. The old one is still here. I'm thinking of perhaps taking it out and replacing it and building a new like housing for it. I have tried this one a little bit. I tried it on some of you have seen it. I did like a super small song that I recorded. I recorded drums with this. I mean the whole drum set with one microphone. I recorded guitars and bass and vocals. All was recorded with this. And the thing with this that I think is so cool is that it can handle so high SPL. I think it was like 160 decibels, something like that. That means you can put anything in front of this microphone without it distorting. And that's cool. And it's clean. It's super clean. I mean, it don't have a colored sound to it. It's a super clean microphone, but it can handle a high sound pressure level, so you can use it for anything. It sounds good. Let's see what else we have. Here is a cool microphone. I haven't used this one for a while. Should probably use it more. I know this company went out of business to stop making microphones. But this is the Wasaphone. I don't know if you can see this. This is actually like a salt shaker, sugar shaker, or whatever. It sounds like an old broken telephone, which probably is. It probably is a telephone microphone. But instead of using a telephone, I can use this, and I can put this anywhere I want. So when I'm recording drums, what I tend to do is I put this up in the room, and I get like smashed telephone sound, kind of drum sound in the room. But that's a really, really cool microphone. It's probably the worst sounding microphone that I have, but it's a cool microphone, and it brings something to the table that's different. Then we have these two. These are really cool microphones, actually. So these are 12 gauge microphones. What it actually is a guy in America who makes this. It's actually shotgun shells. Don't know if you can see this, but it's a shotgun shell that is turned into a microphone, and they actually sound kind of cool on acoustic guitar and overheads. Perhaps not my go-to microphones, but it's really cool microphones when you want to, especially when you're recording somebody. When somebody comes in here to my studio and recording an acoustic guitar, and I put this up, yeah, okay, let's fire up. We're gonna use this we're gonna use this ammo to record your guitar. That's a cool thing. You get happy when you record it like that. Here's a microphone. Here's a Philips microphone. This actually sounds kind of cool on acoustic guitar and vocals. I like this one. It got a vintage kind of flavor to it that I like. And here we have the T-Bone system, the Ovid system CC100 clip condenser microphone. So this is actually a really small clip condenser microphone, and you can get like a lot of different systems for it. So you can have it on, let's see here on the picture, saxophone, guitar, trumpet, violin, cello, a lot of stuff. This is a super affordable one, and it's Tomann's own brand. Here is a little bit a clip they put on an acoustic guitar for it. So that's cool. What else do we have here? Okay, so I also have the T-Bone STC, the EM700. It's a T-Bone small diaphragm condenser. They're clean. One thing that's really good with them is you have a high pass filter, which I don't use, but one thing that I do use is they have a pad. They already have two pads, 10 dB and 20 dB, which makes them super great when I want to use like on a snare drum. And again, like the SC, when they can handle that high sound pressure level, that means that you can actually track something and it makes a decent sound. So that's pretty much the microphones, I guess. Let's move on. Okay, let's move on. So what do we have here? Well, the next box is a box full of junk. A lot of stuff. It's a drum dial. You should get one of these. If you don't know how to tune drums, get the drum dial and your drums will sound great. What else do we have? Some tape. Always good to have tape in the studio. One of those Dymo thing that you can write stuff on. A lot of cables, some headphones. These are kind of cool. These are old. These bring back memory. So these are the Behringer, the bass V amp, virtual amp. I also have the guitar virtual amp here. And I have some cables. I have a sponge that I sometimes put under the strings on the bass guitar, just to get that muffled sound. Some DIs, an EBO. Always good to have an EBO sometimes. Yeah, some cables, a little bit of everything, I guess. Okay, yeah, so that's about. And finally, on the last box I have, a tambourine, another tambourine, a couple of harmonics, one in pretty much any key, some percussion, some more percussion, some more percussion, some egg percussion, some rods, more percussion, some strange bamboo flute. I don't know. Here's so here is side flute. It actually isn't. This actually is not mine. This is my girlfriend's. She played this when she was a kid. I always said that she should start playing again because she's much better player than I am. And I have one of these that you put your harmonica on, so you can play guitar at the same time. So that's pretty much it. Oh, and this one. This is cool. These are some spoons. I mean, they are not spoons. They are called spoons. They are kind of like spoons that I bought when I went to Ireland. I don't remember how to play them, but they are cool. They are wooden spoons that I bought when I went to Ireland on my 40th birthday a couple of years ago. I had a great time with my wife, or not my wife, my... Okay, do we have anything more? Do you want to see? Oh, here we can go. So I have this bass guitar. It's an SX Vintage series. This is super affordable bass guitar. Now, what's make this one special is that it's a short scale. I really prefer basses with short scales because I'm a guitarist. The thing that's special about this to me is that it's a short scale. I really like this bass, and when you're using short scales, get a little bit rounder. You don't have that much upper harmonic as the large scales that out there. This has a little bit more of that 60s kind of vibe to it. I really like this one. And then I have some cheap ass guitar that I bought second hand for like, I don't know, practically nothing. But it's great to have in the studio, especially if I'm just want to check something out, to try something out. It's perfect to just have it without an arm's length and just try it out. So that's basically it again. Oh yeah, we have the drums, of course. Let's go there. Okay, man, so this is probably the end of the tour, I guess. I don't know, I probably missed something out. But these are my drums, these are the Pearl Export. These were built in like 1989 or 1990, I'm not sure. I tried to figure it out, but 89 or 90, I'm not sure. If you know something, tell me. The snare is not an Pearl. So the snare is actually a Millennium bronze snare. It's made by Toman. Again, Toman. And I'm using all different kinds of cymbals. There's some Paiste and Sultan and I don't know. Anyway, this is the studio and this is the 2025 years studio tour. I probably missed out a lot of stuff. I have some more boxes with I don't know, I have welding iron and stuff like that. Anyway, have you come this far on my tour? Please subscribe and hit the like button. It will mean a lot to me. We are so close to 1,000 subscribers. And when we reach 1,000 subscribers, I'm guessing this channel will bloom a lot. So please subscribe to my channel. Until next time, have a Merry Christmas if you celebrate that, and a Happy New Year. Goodbye.